Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the Teapod with yours truly, me, Amber Han. So, brief introduction for myself. My name, like I said, is Amber Han. I am a college sophomore. My major is Chinese. I am obviously a tea lover and enthusiast, and also a member at my university's tea club. So, some of my hobbies and interests include things like tea, traveling, dancing. I've been trying to get more into hip hop, like popping, stuff like that. Korean culture, K-pop, and also food, both eating and cooking food. So tea, I have always loved tea. I think my first memory of tea was when I was 7 years old, and I distinctly remember getting a mug of water, heating it up in the microwave, and just putting a tea bag in it. And that is like the first time I remember making myself tea. So I've been drinking tea now for over 10 years, like over a decade. But recently, in the past two to 3 years, I have been digging a lot deeper into tea and more like tea ceremonies, tea processing, more sophisticated tea stuff. So, let's see, what is the Teapod? I mean, obviously this is only the first episode, but what I foresee or envision the Teapod being is just a place for me to share my interest and limited knowledge about tea with other enthusiasts. And also, this should be an opportunity where I can explore more interesting topics, such as like purple tea or like, I don't know, oolong tea, Tieguanin, stuff like that. My goal for these podcasts are to have fun and also learn more about tea. So, some examples of topics that you might see in the future are things like tea processing, tea wares, Chinese tea history, although you might be getting a podcast about Korean tea history first because I have to take a test on that soon. So, tea history, the 5 main types of tea, health benefits, chemical compounds, tea ceremonies, and the list literally goes on and on. And if you see me glancing over here, that's because I have my notes there, so I'm not like trying to disregard you guys. So, the tea of the day, as you can see, I have my bowl of tea here. I'm doing bowl tea today because I unfortunately do not have any of my tea wares with me, but I will show you if you can see. Ta-da! Bowl tea. Yum. So our tea of the day today is organic loose leaf Tieguanin, or Iron Goddess oolong tea. It's a pretty famous type of oolong tea, and this one I got from Tall Tea up in Toronto, Canada. This type of tea, or at least this one, the kind that I got, comes from Anxi County in Fujian Province, China. So let's taste it. Pretty good. I will try to give you as good of a description of the tea as I can. I'm working on getting better at describing tea, so I'll give it my best shot. I would say that this Tieguanin, has a light smoky flavor, reminiscent of roasted corn husks. A little bit of that bitter dandelion taste, you get that there. Also dry fall leaves, and it has like a lingering light bitter aftertaste. And as you can see, it's kind of like a clear, warm, golden brown color. So overall, I really like this tea, but you have to be in the right mood for something a little smoky and a little heavier. So it's more like, I would say, a fall tea, but perfect for a day like today. It's kind of overcast. So, so good. Alright, moving on. Fun fact of the day. Did you know that all tea comes from the same plant? Yep, it does. When I told my mom that, she kind of freaked out and said that she had been getting scammed all these years. But yep, all tea comes from the same plant. So now, our topic for today, the first tea pod, is going to be, what is tea? We're going to start from the very beginning. What is tea? So we're going to look at, first of all, what is the definition of tea? So this is Merriam-Webster's definition. It says, tea is a widely cultivated shrub, Camellia sinensis, of the family Thyessaceae, the tea family, native to China, northern India, and southeastern Asia, and having glossy leaves and fragrant white flowers. Or, tea is the leaves, leaf buds, and internodes of the tea plant prepared in use in beverages, usually by immediate curing by heat or by such curing following a period of fermentation. And then it has a note here, tea may be classified according to its method of manufacture or according to the leaf size of the plant it is produced from. And this one has like 4 more definitions of tea. I'll just keep reading them. Second one says tea is an aromatic beverage prepared from tea leaves by soaking them in boiling water. The third definition is tea is any of various plants used like tea, also a drink prepared by soaking their parts and used medicinally or as a beverage. Fourth one is tea is refreshments, usually including tea with sandwiches, crackers, or cookies served in late afternoon. So I will give you the simplified definition because that was a lot just to define what is tea. So for me, tea is a normally hot prepared beverage containing plant-based objects to flavor the beverage. That's like at the basis what tea is. So generally speaking, when people use the word tea, it includes fruit teas, tisanes, herbal teas, flavored teas, scented teas, tea bags, flower teas, and loose leaf teas. So what each person considers to be tea will differ by person. Every person has a different definition of what they think tea is. For example, some really avid tea drinkers only think that tea made from the tea plant Camellia sinensis should be considered tea. And other people think that, tisanes or herbal teas should also be counted as tea. And this can also vary depending on like which tea ceremony you're studying. Because in the Chinese ceremony, or Gong Fu Cha, they typically only use Camellia sinensis tea. Whereas if you were studying the Korean ceremony, Dare, they often use tisanes, like roasted barley tea, roasted corn tea, even fruit teas. So that's very common in Korea. And there's really no right or wrong definition of what to consider tea. It's just everyone has a different opinion. So I will give you my opinion of what I consider to be tea. So my opinion is that tea is only made from plants in the, I can never pronounce this, Thyessaceae family is real tea. Everything else I would call a tisane. Of course, that doesn't mean that I don't also enjoy my fair share of mint teas and herbal teas every once in a while, but it's just that I wouldn't consider them to be genuine tea. So I hope that this podcast has piqued your interest, and let me know how you define tea. What do you think tea is? And comment if you like this one. Hopefully, I will be getting out another episode soon. So see you guys on episode 2 of the Tea Pod. Bye!